Good day, everyone. So I am here now again to do a video discussion about our previous topic, correlation, because I felt like some of you were not able to grasp the whole discussion about correlation due to internet problems, and then some were not able to attend the class during the time I discussed this topic. So for everybody to be equally knowledgeable of the topic correlation, I am repeating what I've discussed previously about this topic, and I've added a bit of another topic that is connected with correlation. So let's dig in and let's start with let's start with the definition again of correlation. So correlation summarizes the strength and direction of the linear association between two quantitative variables. Okay? So we have discussed about the association of qualitative variables, diba? Na ato'y conditional proportioning, na ay katong sa may table, and then in order to know if proportion ang kadto nga data given is katong pa x na paana ang i-check, and then if that part is greater than the another part, ang another na ana, di ba, ang pa x na method, di ba, and then that's the association between categorical variables. But in correlation, it is the association between quantitative variables, the strength, di ba? The strength of that association. Kung ano yung lakas at ano yung direksyon. So, correlation, mo lagi to, is denoted by R. It takes values between -1 and +1. So, nagre-range diha ang iyahang value from -1 to +1. So a positive value for R indicates a positive association or correlation. And a negative value for R indicates a negative association or correlation. The closer R is to the data, points fall to a straight line. The closer R is to 1, the closer data points fall to a straight line. So kung exactly 1, exactly the straight line. And the stronger the linear association is. And the closer R is to 0, the weaker the linear association is. So I have presented during our previous discussion this one, diba? So R is equals to 1, this one, a positive 1. So the line is perfectly, diba? Perfect line, as you can see. And then for the -1, you can see downward sloping siya, and it's negative. Later on, I will discuss kung asa tapit ang quadrants nga makita nimo. But in this one, it's a -1, and it's still a perfect line, di ba? And then in the 0, it means there's no association at all, okay? Weaker linear association. So the closer it is to 0, the weaker the linear association is, or the correlation. And if it is 0, there's no association. Okay, so this is what it would look like. R is equals to 0 if there's no association. And here in this one and this one, this first and the second one, examples, figures, those have a perfect linear association. Here in 0.8, it is closer to 1, so it has a strong linear association. 0.4, a positive correlation or association, but it is weaker compared to this one. Same, in this naman, -0.7, it is a strong but negative na correlation. Okay? So how can you know the result, diba? How can you check if there's a strong, if a negative correlation? So what you can do is compute for the correlation. So in order to compute for the correlation, you need to get the z-score first. And in order to get the z-score, you need to follow this formula. Observed value, or the x. subtracted by the mean of all x, or this one, this x na may kalo, no, not necessarily kalo, x na may atop, okay? And then divide it by the standard deviation of all x, or this s sub x, okay? So again, observed value minus mean of all x divided by standard deviation of all x. So that's how you will be able to get the z-score. And once you got the z-score, you can now calculate for the correlation, which is denoted by R. So, kani siya. Klaro dire, kani this one. Okay, so kana siya. So, R, let's focus here first, dire ratapita. Correlation is equals to 1 divided by the number of observed data minus 1 multiplied by the summation of zx to zy. Okay, or z sub x multiplied by z sub y. So how do you do this? You do it like this, in this way. Okay, so 1 divided by n minus 1, and then you multiply the summation of x minus mean of all the sums divided by the standard deviation of x, and then multiply it by y minus the mean of all y, and then divide it to the standard deviation y. Okay, so that's how you will be able to calculate for the correlation. Luckily for us, there are softwares that can be used in order to calculate correlation. So dili na ta magmano-mano tungod sa software, di ba na calculator. So I've shared the video discussion about how you can do the correlation using Microsoft Excel. Moto ang previous nato during laboratory nga akong gi-upload. So if you haven't seen that video, go and see it so that you will know how to do the correlation using Microsoft Excel. So ganiha, I've mentioned about quadrants, okay? So in a Cartesian plane, this is an example of Cartesian plane, and then there's 4 quadrants, okay? This is the first quadrant, this part, the upper right, and then the second quadrant, the upper left, the third quadrant, the lower left, and then the fourth quadrant, the lower right. So if you look at a Cartesian plane in a scatter plot, so, diba, I've also discussed about scatter plot and how it is important. It's always important to do a scatter plot, always do a graph of the quantitative data so that you can know if the result matches the result of the scatter plot, okay? So in this scatter plot, you can see that most of the observed data is within quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. So what does it imply? It implies there's a positive na correlation. Okay, if ang observed data is within quadrant 1 and quadrant 3, positive siya. If it's all over the whole quadrants and it's scattered, so there's no association. But if the dots, is within quadrant 2 and quadrant 4, therefore it's a negative correlation. So even if you don't get the equation, yung mismong pag-solve na, yung result na talaga sa pag-solve, by looking at the scatter plot, you can imagine, you can visualize na what is the association is. Okay? But, it is still limited, di ba? Ang na-visualize lang nimo ang pagka-scatter sa data, but you still need to compute, okay? Parang check and balances lang siya. You need both of the results so that you can check and balance kung sakto ba gyud ang result sa imuhang gi-analyze na association of quantitative variables. So let's go back here. Okay. So there, as I've said, graph data to see if the correlation is appropriate, and the best possible used here if correlation is scatter plot. Use a scatter plot. Okay. So this is an example of a scatter plot. And as you can see, the observed data is more here in the quadrant 3 and just a small, only one in the quadrant 1. So what is this, the one left here in the quadrant 1? This is called an outliers. Okay, outliers meaning siya yung nahiba from the bulk of data. So this is a bulk of data kay nagtapok man sila. And this one, na murag nalagkot, it is called as an outliers because it is separated from the bulk of data, from the usual scatter of the data. Okay, so this is called an outlier. But still, even if it is separated, you can see that it is within quadrant 1 and the most of the data, the observed data is in the quadrant 3. So there's a possible perfect, no, not perfect. There's a possible positive correlation. So in this example, I have discussed about this during the video discussion. Yes, that I posted on Wednesday. So 0.99, it is close to 1, meaning it is a strong positive correlation. So take note of all of this. If correlation is equals to 0, there's no association or no correlation. If the correlation is equals to 1, there's a linear positive correlation. Linear meaning line, ha? Line. So perfect ang line niya na. Perfect ang correlation ng association. And then 0.9, 0.8, 7, and 0.6, it's a strong positive correlation. And then 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1 is a weak positive correlation. A -1 result is equals to a negative correlation. A negative 0.9 to 0.6 is a strong negative correlation. And then 0.5 to 0.1 is a weak negative correlation. So if the result here, if you use an Excel and the result is equals to -3, negative 0.3, it means it has a negative correlation. But if the result is positive 0.7, there's a strong positive correlation. So that's how you can interpret a result of a correlation. Now, this is my additional topic for correlation. I have not discussed about this during our previous discussion. So causation. It depends on the pronunciation, kung saan mo pag-pronounce. But what is important is the definition, okay? So causation means that there's a change in one variable that causes a change in another variable. In econometrics, in the subject, we will come across the phrase correlation does not imply causation, okay? And causation means that the changes in one variable brings about changes in the other. There is a cause and effect relationship between variables. So the two variables are correlated with each other and there's also a causal link between them. So for example, the cause is nabuwagan, naghiwalay, wala ng relasyon. So the effect is possibly depression, anxiety, problems with mental health, yes, effect. Or it can be a good effect, like tungod nagbuwag, naging masaya na siya, happy, a happy person, di ba? Naging happy na ang person, naging free na ang person. So that's a cause and effect. So that's causation. But if you put it in an econometric perspective, let's put economics into this. So like for example, the cause of a recession in an economy, no, the cause is there's a recession, and then the effect is more people will be included in the poverty line, diba? More people. So that's the causation, diba? The cause and the effect, diba? Ang sanhi at bunga, ang bunga at ang sanhi. Okay, nadira sa duha. So that's causation. So, why doesn't correlation mean causation? Bakit hindi daw nag-i-imply ang causation sa correlation? Bakit hindi sila same? What's their difference, okay? So, there are two main reasons. The problems are important to identify for drawing conclusions, especially if you're making an explanation of the result, diba? So, nanon naman sila same. What is their, why doesn't correlation imply causation? So, one of the factors is the third variable problem that affects both variables to make them seem causally related when they're not. So for example, ice cream sales and violent crime rates are closely correlated. If you compute it, na ma-result siya nga yes na ay association, but they're not causally linked with each other. Instead, hot temperatures, a third variable, affects both the variables separately, di ba? failing to account for third variables can lead to biases, diba, in your study. So that's one factor. Another is the directionality problem. When occurs when two variables correlate and might actually have a causal relationship, but it's impossible to conclude which variable causes change in the other. So for example, vitamin D levels are correlated with depression. But it is not clear whether low vitamin D causes depression or kung ang depression ang nag-cause sa vitamin D. Same with sa akong example ganiha. It's hard to define if ang poverty ba ang naka-affect sa recession or ang recession ba ang naka-affect sa poverty. 'Di ba? Kay pwede man na poverty even without recession. Sadyang poor lang ang economy, 'di ba? So that's the problem with that's the reason why correlation doesn't imply causation. Okay? So again, summarize, correlation is the measurement of the strength and direction of the quantitative variables, two quantitative variables, which is the response and the explanatory variables. So dependent and independent variables, it can, for example, kato poverty and recession. So pwede ang recession ang explanatory, pwedeng mao po ng response. Pwede siya ang dependent or independent. And then the other one, pwede po siya ang dependent or independent. It doesn't matter for correlation. Okay? And even if also like with height and weight. So if the height is by feet and then you change it by centimeters, it's okay. And then if by weight, if you change it by kilograms and then to pounds, it's okay. It will not change the result when it comes to correlation. So, okay. Correlation doesn't imply causation, but causation always implies correlation. Okay, so I'll leave you with that to remember and to analyze, because we will have a graded recitation by next week during our face-to-face classes. So I hope you understand my discussion about correlation and how you can do correlation using Microsoft Excel, because we will be having graded recitation, and afterwards we will move on to regression because we're a bit late on our topics. And correlation is included in midterm, so make sure you study this well. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much and have a great week ahead.